Ozark Season 4 Part 1 is finally on Netflix, bringing the moody intrigue, rural retaliations and unexpected twists we've come to know and love from the show.
When my uncle first told me about your disagreement with Helen, my vote was to kill the two of you.
While we've had to say goodbye to some of the lake's longest-serving residents in Season 4 Part 1, it also moved pieces into place for an even more explosive season finale. With a short wait before it lands, fans are mulling over what they think might happen when it returns to wrap up the series for good. Here's a hint. It involves a fair amount of death. Here are 4 fan theories about Ozark that will blow your mind. Be careful if you aren't up to date. Spoilers incoming. Of course, we can't forget one of the biggest question marks that hangs over Season 4. Will the Byrds survive the car crash? The first episode starts in exhilarating fashion as the Byrd family drive out of the Ozarks, discussing how there's only 48 hours left, and then... This scene isn't referenced again throughout the entirety of Season 4, leading some fans to speculate that it's a flash forward, taking place after what we see during this season, and, possibly, the very end of the series.
So we can move back to Chicago?
Yeah, yes we can.
One theory is that it takes place at the end of the show, foreshadowing of Byrd's demise. After years of surviving the violent attentions of the cartel, Kansas City mob, the Snells and the Langmores, the family are taken out by a simple accident. A moment of dark irony that would fit with the show's bleak themes. According to another theory, it could be that the Byrds' endgame is to go into witness protection, staging an accident so nobody knows they've moved out of the Ozarks. We know they've worked for the FBI throughout Season 4, and this could be part of their plan to get out. That's why the truck is on the wrong side of the road and doesn't attempt to swerve out of the way, because it's all part of the plan. But maybe, as some fans have suggested, the car crash doesn't actually happen, and is instead symbolic of the upcoming trouble the family are about to have with both Ruth Langmore and Javi Alessandro. Considering we're yet to see what comes of their confrontation, it could be a metaphor for how Ruth and Javi's fight will derail the Byrds' plans to leave the Ozarks for good.
We're moving back to Chicago to keep up.
However, it's also been argued that the reason the truck doesn't swerve is because it's looking to actually kill the Byrds, which brings us onto our next theory.
We want you to know that we know that.
A lot of fans have speculated that one of the Byrds is going to be kicking the bucket in the second half of Season 4, and there's no end of theories as to who or how many it will be. One of the most popular theories is that Wendy is unlikely to make it back to Chicago, as the price of her ever-growing rap sheet of felonies grows and the toll of playing her part in her brother's murder continues to haunt her.
I can't do this.
Another suggests that if Ruth dies, then poor old 3 is driving the truck seen in the premiere, attempting to get payback for the family's involvement in the death of his cousin, as well as the many other family members he's lost over the years. One Reddit post even goes as far to suggest that fratricide could be on the cards, theorising that Charlotte could end up killing her brother Jonah to mirror the sacrifice Wendy made with her brother Ben when he became detrimental to the family business. Maybe their trip to a crypt at the end of Season 4 is teasing their potential fate.
Maybe if you kill me, you can make one of these too.
With these theories floating about, it's clear that fans think the Byrds will have their wings clipped.
We like your odds!
In Season 4, we're introduced to private investigator Mel Settum, who's looking for information on Helen Pierce, the cartel handler who met a particularly gruesome end in Season 3, asking the people of the Ozarks if they've seen her.
Anything at all from Helen Pierce?
No, sorry.
However, while Mel says he was hired by Pierce's husband to get his signature on their divorce, some fans aren't convinced. This theory goes that Settum is actually working for Omar Navarro, as his eyes and ears on the ground, which is why Omar knew where Marty and Wendy hid Charlotte and Jonah. Another person he could end up working with is FBI agent Maya Miller. We see the pair chatting over the phone in the Season 4 Part 1 finale. And with Maya arresting Omar Navarro against her boss's orders, she could soon be in need of some friends. If Mel isn't working for Omar Navarro, could he decide to help her unravel the cartel's plans?
Big fan.
Now, we know what you're thinking. Of course, Wendy's troubled brother Ben is dead. After all, we saw Marty burn his body at the crematorium. Well, this is where this slightly more out there fan theory comes in, as some believe that wasn't Ben's body, as we never saw his face. On top of that, we never see Nelson, the cartel hitman, actually murder Ben, so there's a chance that the cartel might be holding on to him for leverage. Although considering Season 4 deals with the fallout from his murder, from missing posters plastered all over town to Jonah becoming more antagonistic towards his parents for their role in Ben's death,
I was upset because Mom killed Ben.
it's safe to say that we shouldn't expect to see Ben again. But you never know.
What did you expect, Wendy?
And those are some of the biggest fan theories circulating at the moment. Of course, the only way to know for sure is to head back to Ozark Season 4. Part 2 airs in April. While you wait, we'd love to know what you think will happen to the birds in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and notifications button on Still Watching Netflix to discover more about your favourite TV shows and films.